Hi, I'm Amy Van Dyken, and you are watching Beyond Live.
The disruptors in the cloud marketplace are back with a passion.
Yesterday proved that Beyond is the channel's favorite industry event. If you don't believe us, take a look.
We had the goal of making Beyond the IT industry event for partners like you, but it's become so much more than that. Beyond has become a movement.
From the opening remarks of Rob Ray to the future of the partner ecosystems with new Pax8 CEO Scott Chaser.
Pax8 exists to serve you.
We've heard keynotes from Microsoft and SentinelOne.
Six-time Olympic gold medalist Amy Van Dyken captivated the audience with her really inspirational story.
Who are you to tell me what I can and can't do, and I want you to rock it out.
More highlights included AI, cybersecurity, and women in tech.
Day one unlocked a universe of possibility, while the innovation of day two promises to blow the collective minds of the MSP community.
If you thought that day one was exciting, just wait to see what we have in store for you day two.
Beyond Live, day two, starts now.
It's my great pleasure to introduce someone who embodies the future of our industry, who is about to take you on a tour of all the innovation that Pax8 has to offer. Libby McElhaney is our Chief Product Officer at Pax8, and what she brings to this role is her unique ability to transform the visionary into the tangible. She directs over 300 product engineers and designers in building out our incredible roadmap that will take us all to the stars. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Libby McElhaney.
I'm thrilled to announce that we have executed and are delivering on some big promises that we made last year. The tools that we spent a year building, they complement everything that we're doing here at the Beyond Conference and really everything that we do at Pax8. And that is to give you a meaningful edge in your business. Because what we're building for you. Welcome to our beautifully redesigned homepage, full of features designed to enhance your experience. Here, you'll find data insights right at your fingertips, as well as resources from our Academy team and so much more. So I just spent some time talking about how we're streamlining the day-to-day fulfillment of your customers' requests. But we have also developed a groundbreaking tool that reveals untapped potential within your customer base, one that uncovers hidden needs and opportunities and helping you anticipate what your customers will want next. Welcome to Opportunity Explorer. We're giving you the keys to the kingdom of easy-to-use tools and AI insights designed to save you time and accelerate the growth of your business. This is truly innovation shaped by your feedback, and it's designed to supercharge your day-to-day. Our new customer-centric marketplace is a product built with a promise that every feature and function has been thoughtfully architected to make your growth easier, quicker, and more certain.
This is all so exciting. Libby, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. There were a lot of things that we discussed during your keynote.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the marketplace.
You know, we're so excited to have this baby almost out the door, and really the focus of the marketplace is to help our partners grow. That's really the core of it. That's what we're trying to help, give them the tools and the capabilities to be able to do that really seamlessly and easily, all from within our marketplace. So we've got data insights that will lead to actions that you can then use to quote. You can build a solution, which is like a collection of products that you're selling over and over again. And then you can have a storefront where you can really curate the products that you're showing to your self-service customers, and then they can do a lot of the work themselves. So we're really excited about kind of how we were able to build really a complete toolkit so that our partners can really make their day-to-day easier, but also help them really grow.
So I want to ask about concept to execution on this, but first I just want to say that lots of times I feel like there's trade-offs you have to make between like visually beautiful but good functionality, and it really seems like you didn't have to make sacrifices, that you made it visually beautiful and functionality. So if you talk a little bit about that and then concept execution around the new marketplace.
Well, we actually had to play with it quite a bit because, you know, we really want to make sure, look, why not make something beautiful? Like, why not make it delightful to use?
Yeah.
And we have such an incredible design and UX team, and they we did go through several iterations though, because sometimes you sort of sacrifice a little bit of clarity for style, and so we had to iterate through it. But I think we landed in a place that is just the perfect mix of just gorgeous and fun to use, but also clear and helpful.
And during the keynote, you really hit on how we as Pax8 are serving partners and helping them grow. So can you kind of touch on that? Because the ovation that was happening for this new feature was insane.
Yeah, we have a whole UX research team actually headed by Sue Ann Hall, who's like world class. And so much of what we're trying to do is spend time really listening to our partners. And we have so many partners of different sizes and shapes from all over the globe. And we just really wanted to hear from them and find out, like, what are you struggling with and what are you up against? And then really give a set of tools that can help really, truly, genuinely solve those problems. And I think that growth piece was one that many of our partners really struggle with. They struggle to find the time, they struggle to make the time, and they struggle to kind of have everything be as really reflect how professional they really are. Sometimes it is hard. It's hard if you don't have a full team, and so why not leverage us to bring all that, polish and ease of use to really help our partners where they need it most, which at the moment, there's so many things that we'd be happy to help them with, but really helping them grow, I think, is such a good thing for us that we can really help support.
You mentioned from main stage one of the beta partners, and you featured him, whatever.
Yeah.
How important was it to have that partner voice during the whole life cycle, as opposed to just kind of like bringing something out and hope that it lands?
Yeah. So we worked with partners starting in the late fall, actually. So we did like a really quiet early access preview. We want as much feedback as we can get, but we also have to be mindful that we don't necessarily want to let the cat out of the bag early. So we have to be a little careful with how much we open it up. But we had about just under 350 partners in our beta testing pool, starting in kind of late winter. And their feedback, look, it can be brutal. Like, one of the most humiliating things you can do as a product person is hear from your users and watch them use your products. It can be really hard. But we genuinely value that candor and that honesty, and that only makes us better, right? It helps galvanize what we're doing, or helps us really, tweak a direction or fix something, or really address a concern. And we'll still be addressing those concerns. We still have feedback that we're working through, and I'm sure as we get the marketplace opened up to all of our partners, we'll hopefully get a lot more feedback that we can address.
We have a date.
We do have a date.
When?
We have a date. So it's the 17th of June in North America and Europe, and that will be the 18th in our APAC region. So we're just flipping the switch. I know.
So soon.
I know, it is so soon.
Oh, it's so
for those of y'all who don't know, Libby's one of my favorite people here. She is hilarious, has a great sense of humor, and she's fantastic at what she does. And she made the comment to me that you should never say you're good at something and not be prepared to be challenged.
Wow.
So we were having a break the other day, and she said she's great at pop culture trivia. So we have 5 quick pop culture trivia questions to see if Libby can do it. We're going to do rapid fire.
That was just a
Ready?
dumb move.
In the episode where they play the game to win the apartment in Friends, what does Rachel say Chandler's job is?
I can't remember.
Transponster.
Monster.
What song is sampled in Ice Ice Baby?
Oh, Under Pressure, which is a joint Queen and David Bowie hit.
Awesome. Name 2 of the 3 Beastie Boys.
Adam, what's his bucket? The other guy, and then that third guy.
Mike D, MCA, and Ad Rock. There you
Ad
go.
Rock. Ad Rock's down with the
when George Costanza's play in Trivial Pursuit with the Bubble Boy, what was the wrong answer that was printed on the trivia?
Can I tell you one of my dirty, dark secret?
Yes.
I do not like Seinfeld.
Okay, then we will move on.
Am I allowed to say that?
You are.
Okay,
you are.
out
It's
loud.
okay to admit.
It just wasn't your vibe.
Say anything when he's holding the boombox up. What song is playing?
Oh, come on, that's Peter Gabriel, and it's Your Eyes.
In Your Eyes.
And it's from one of his best albums.
Yes.
So, isn't it on So?
Yes, it is. Well done, Libby.
Awesome. Good
She's awesome,
job.
everybody.
Awesome. Libby, thank you so much for your time today. Amazing keynote. So happy to have you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, you guys. This was fun.
Absolutely. All right. We heard from Libby. Let's go ahead and kick it over and hear from our partners.
Marketplace is a wonderful thing that kind of combines everything you want to do in Pax8 in one place. It helps you keep all your vendors together, all your products together, and able to help you bind things so that you can bring it to the customer easier, faster, and more efficiently.
The new marketplace announcements were amazing. Like, it's leaps ahead of where the other marketplaces are. The multi-item carts, the ability to add multiple solutions to carts, and the customizable end customer storefronts. I mean, these are all things that the industry has wanted for 10 years. Nobody has pulled them off yet, and I think this is just a monumental leap forward for Pax8. But the fact that partners are going to get access to this now and start using it, it's a game changer for revenue now, not for a promise of the future.
It will make things more efficient for us on the back end side of things. I believe. I really like the layout of it. I like what they're doing. I like where their head's at on things, and it's continuously innovating things. It's trying not to just stagnate. It's trying to grow, which not only will help us, but ultimately at the end of the day, help our clients. Pax8 has been our most invaluable partner, I would say, for the last 6-7 years. And the way that the platform has evolved already has helped accelerate our growth by means of just helping us to have a single pane of glass for and billing for all the solutions that we would be purchasing anyhow. But more importantly, I think it's the relationships and the training.
I'm really excited about the marketplace and how it can help our ease of monthly recurring revenue and saving us time with mapping agreements and ConnectWise. That's operational side of the house, but the marketplace will help a lot with that.
I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks like it's going to feel, what it's going to do for us and for our clients. Just can't wait to jump in.
Pax8 Cloud Marketplace does everything.
Super excited to welcome Sophie and Marissa. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today. So there was a lot of announcements. A lot of things are happening with our marketplace, right? But there's some innovations that come to the vendor side. Partners still need to buy and get things that they need and want. So can you give us maybe a little bit of an insight into some of those innovations that are happening from the vendor perspective?
Absolutely. So how great was Libby's keynote this morning?
So good.
And we were super excited about Opportunity Explorer because we're focused on getting vendors into the marketplace, but that would be essentially pointless if our partners couldn't discover those vendors. And so when Marissa and I are sitting there watching that, we're thinking about discoverability for the partner, and that excites us because now we can get more vendors in and the partners can actually find it. Marissa, anything to add?
Yeah, what you don't see behind the scenes is our vendors are also collaborating and innovating with us. We're building APIs to help them bring their products to market faster. So you can find them, you can buy them, and you can consume them as quickly as you want. It's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. First, I understand congratulations are in order that Sophie is a newlywed.
Yeah, thank you.
A week ago?
It was 1 week. Yeah, I chose Beyond for the honeymoon. So
that is a
so I don't know why you wouldn't.
Fantastic choice. Fantastic choice. So you mentioned the APIs a minute ago. Like, what vendors are here today that were really early adopters of the vendor marketplace APIs?
That's a great question. So one, I don't know how they did it, but I'll start with them and then pass it to Marissa for a second. Roost, they're a great vendor to partner with, especially with automation. And they came to us, we gave them the documentation, and 2 days later, their engineers had completed it.
Yeah.
Two days. And it kind of set an awkward standard for some others, but I would call out Roost. They've been an awesome early adopter and helping us with feedback and moving forward.
Aaron would love to know that he was the first and the fastest anyway.
I know. I don't know if I've ever told them that, so.
Well, now
okay.
everyone knows. Yeah, it's out. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
And I would say another one you've maybe heard of, CrowdStrike. I don't know if you've ever heard that name before.
Maybe.
They have been gracious enough to collaborate with us too. They're one of the first to move to the APIs after already partnering with us direct. So they've been helping us to learn where we can be better and how we can have a better experience for our vendors and for our partners, which has been really fun.
That's awesome.
I mean, I think that really just kind of leads right in. So what does your team really do to help aid those vendors within this marketplace?
Yeah, so you kind of have some slightly more behind the scenes people here with you on the show. And what we're really doing behind the scenes as vendor product management is we're working on figuring everything out, technical, operational, process. How can we configure these products correctly so that our partners can buy them? And so spending a ton of time in the marketplace, making sure they're presented correctly. So that's how I like to explain it. Marissa?
Yeah, I would say the other piece that's what I really enjoy about the role is consulting. We consult our vendors on how our MSPs like to buy. A lot of our vendors are focused on enterprise, and they're using us to work with all of our partners so they can get the same experience, the same products. But sometimes that's new for them. So it's really fun for us to consult and teach them. This is how MSPs like to buy. Here's how we can make it easy and seamless for them to get the services, and make sure their experience is standard in the marketplace as much as we can. So you're not always confused about how you get something. We want you to get it quick and easy, because that should be the easiest part of your job, no matter what you're doing.
Man, what you said really lands. I think there's so many companies that have played in the enterprise want to come to this channel, and they just don't know how to do it. So having somebody like you guys to guide them and consult them and show them the path forward is super awesome. So thanks for what you guys do.
Absolutely, thank you.
You know, there's been a ton of great sessions hosted here. We continue to hear from the partners, that the content is fantastic, and so much of that has been done by our Academy team. So let's take a look.
I just saw Elevate Your Client IQ, how to rank your clients effectively. It was nice to see criteria that we can use, kind of help and assist with that. So it was very beneficial from that perspective.
I enjoyed watching this seminar and learning more about how to rate our clients and determine which clients would be advantageous to keep and spend more time on, and which clients we may want to move along from.
The session we were in, this was the one about managers and best way to manage people and conflict resolution. I think the best takeaway for me is how as a manager to stay and keep your cool and yet keep your individuals in their lanes. That drama triangle that he was talking about, right? I have that a lot, where so-and-so said something, the game of telephone kind of goes down the line, and all of a sudden, you as a manager, you're like, wait, this was actually a simple password change. So when you can cut that off and see that the real problem is just a spilt milk, it's pretty nice.
The things that I take away from all these sessions are just the content, right? Talking to industry experts that bring experience and knowledge and provide that on a very basic level, and really gives us as MSP owners and employees just the knowledge to take back to our own companies and implement and really help us to succeed.
PaxAIT Academy helps my business. It helps me see a bigger picture. You know, it gets me stronger in some areas, and then now it's time to focus on other ones, so that's what I come to this.
So we are here with Rex Frank, who last year on set told us that at one point he used to have like long, hard rock kind of hair. Don't think I didn't remember that from last year. But he is fresh out of one of our most popular breakout sessions where he talks about one hand down, a template for strong leadership, and by popular demand, Rex is back. So what are the 3 strategies to honing leadership?
Oh my gosh. So what I was talking about was how important it is to have one hand up, to always be learning from somebody or receiving leadership from somebody, and also have one hand down, meaning you're also teaching somebody or providing leadership to somebody. So we talked about how to do that, like where do you put one hand up? And we talked about picking mentors, right? And I was saying, look all over this industry, there's people that if you asked them, will you be my mentor? They are happy to give their time, as long as they're seeing you taking that and doing 100%. Something.
And the accountability, absolutely.
Yeah. And how important it is, though, to have a hand down and be teaching somebody and trusting that when you teach them that they're going to go do a good job. Might not be the same way you do it, but they're going to go do a good job. And having a hand down is trusting them to go do it. So
100%. And you run our PaxAIT Academy team.
Yes.
And an incredible group of people that you have. You guys build some amazing content. We work really closely with you on the Microsoft side. How does Academy make PaxAIT stand out from maybe just different competitors?
You know, PaxAIT's commitment to partner enablement, partner education is second to none in the industry, and it is a standout. And you know, we took what we were doing with the one-on-one coaching that came from the C-Level acquisition, where we really go deep with the teams. I was thinking about it the other day. 10 years, I was probably spending close to 40 hours a week, 2,000 hours a year, with partners, helping them with whatever their biggest problem was. But we brought all of that, right? I remember when I got here, Craig Donovan says, we got to meet every partner where they are, which is the 4 maturity levels, with what they want to learn, which is the grow and mature your business. It's the vendor content, both the biz dev side and the technical side, and in the way they want to learn, right? And we were only doing coaching, but now we've got 3 years of developing that one-on-one coaching content into the free on-demand content, and into, I think we have over 26 instructor-led courses in market now.
It's incredible.
Across all kinds of different parts of the company, and the peer groups. We're over 300 peer group members now.
Wow.
And it's just growing. And all of it is about helping the partners grow and mature their businesses. And
yeah, that's great. 18 sessions here, Academy.
Yes.
Partner enablement driven, which is awesome. And there is this, what I love about what you do is there's this very altruistic aspect of it. Like, we want to help our partners get better. And if they get better, then the byproduct is that we win when they win. And so I think that is just like a fantastic, aspect of that. What do you kind of think about that piece?
I've had so many partners come up to me and just say, this show is different. This show is different because it's not a bunch of vendors spewing content at us, right? Like, we go in there and we're getting down in the weeds to talk about how to grow and mature the business. And there's no connection to all the vendors in our marketplace, because we know if you grow and mature the business, you're going to need to buy more licenses from Pax8.
Yes.
And it just works.
Putting partner success out front is just really awesome. So
yeah.
We think what you guys do is awesome. Thank you so much, Rex.
Thank you.
Up next, we're going to be joined by our marketing gurus. But first, let's hear some more partner voices.
I'm excited to see the new marketplace. I can't wait to get access. I think it's going to be an improvement.
I'm very excited, honestly, to see that there are some things that we've asked for a couple of years that are starting to come to fruition.
It's an amazing platform innovation, and it's going to empower a lot of these MSPs to launch a very unique opportunity towards their own customers and effectively white label their presence and have their own marketplace storefronts, which is going to set them apart from all these other MSPs.
I think with all the consolidation taking place in the vendor community and with us as MSP owners really struggling to manage vendors, it's a welcome sign in the industry that our largest marketplace and distributor is consolidating a lot of those vendor choices, the due diligence around those vendors, and education information about the partner programs all in a single pane of glass. So I'm pretty excited about it.
I think it's really going to save time. I also like the innovation with the AI giving suggestions about where there may be some gaps.
The Opportunity Explorer, the level of AI that's going to help partners understand not just what their customers may need, but also what they may need to build into their practice to become a better MSP. And for us as a partner, the capabilities Pax8 brings are all things we couldn't dream of building. So it makes us thrilled to hear this and to sell more with you going forward.
All right, we have marketing gurus. Welcome, Caroline. Welcome, John. I'm so happy to have you guys here. It's a big event.
Yes, indeed.
So what does it take to market something like this? And I mean, we have people all over. We have the white jackets, we got blue jerseys, and I know you're going to be marketing beyond Berlin, so we got to talk about this as well.
So it's a labor of love, as we all know, for every single Pax8er. So every single Pax8er has their fingerprints on this event. People who are here, people who are not. We spend the year working on it. So when we finished Beyond 2023, our inaugural, we just started right back in, took a ton of feedback about what could be better, different, brighter, and the challenge was this year, the sophomore album, right? It's our sophomore album.
It is.
And so to keep our music theme going.
Yes.
And so I think we worked really hard to take the feedback, think about what partners really need. And so it's everything from the creative teams to the production to PMs to this great group that's filming today. And so, but I would say it's a labor of love from everyone from Pax8.
100%. Beyond Berlin, what do you think?
I mean, we're really lucky in that we've had 2 Beyonds to capture content, generate the vibe, and communicate that to our partners. But it's a challenge because they've never actually been there. So we now need to communicate to them, look, we're going to bring this show to you, and it's going to be incredible. And we've got an amazing musical act lined up. We've got all of the...
Tell us who it is?
No, I can't.
Is it David Hasselhoff? Germans love
We
David
couldn't afford
Hasselhoff.
Hassel. We couldn't afford the Hoff. But I think this is our first event, so it's going back to the playbook from last year, but with the added benefit that we've got all the great content from the previous 2 years.
That's awesome. So this morning, I mean, Libby was on stage showing the marketplace stuff, which looks like just amazing, and the partners are so excited from listening to them. How will the launch of the marketplace potentially help our partners market their services more effectively to their customers?
I think about it as, it's interesting. If you think about Copilot as being your next direct report, as Microsoft says, we think about Marketplace as being like your next performance demand gen agency. It's like a salesperson and a marketing performance agency wrapped up in one. And, certainly we're excited to have partners getting in there and playing with it and giving us feedback about what works and what they need more of, less of. But if you think about it, it's going to figure out who you can sell to, what, why, and then give you the wraparound go-to-market resources. And that's what John, I, and the rest of the marketing team are really keen to understand, is what you need to shorten the distance on that last mile of the sale.
Yeah.
So there's opportunity and there's opportunity capture, and how do we make that moment in marketplace with those lenses to the point where you're selling a great solution and wrapping that and starting that great customer service for your customers? How do we make that as quickly and as efficiently as possible? So we're really excited about it. John has some ideas as well that I'm going to pitch to him.
Yeah, I mean, it suddenly struck me this morning. I went back to my marketing first lesson of the 4 Ps, and all of a sudden, a feature like Opportunity Explorer ticks off 3 of those 4 Ps. It gives you, okay, here's the product you should be marketing. Here's the price. I mean, you can put your margins on, but here's the price. Here's the the promotion, because we're going to give you the go-to-market material. So really, it's taking all that work away from the partner, saving them time and helping them grow their business. I think it's just an incredible opportunity. It's only going to grow as well. This is just the beginning. So as a marketing team, we're really going to have to think, like Caroline says, change the way we look at how we support our partners doing their marketing.
Yeah,
that totally makes sense.
And for us, it's just that surface area of engagement has increased, that direct touch with partners, which we as marketers always want to do. So we've got this space where we can try things and use it as a laboratory and have that direct conversation and really be in situ with the partners where they are every day. So we're really excited about having them get in there and showcase and think about the first page of the marketplace. What can we show up with, and new news and information and insights and best practices and tips. So we spent a lot of time talking about Opportunity Explorer and the rest, but just for partners out there, just know that we're going to try and wrap a lot of insight, intelligence, and marketing around it.
Yeah,
I love it. And so when we're looking at this new marketplace, it's different, and it's going to change the way that not only do partners interact with us, but how we market to them, how they market out. What are your thoughts on how that is going to evolve as we continue to go?
I mean, we're moving into a product marketing motion right now, which is hugely exciting. But what I would say, and we were talking about, our old studies, and there's a really good quote about, which really makes me think about product marketing, and it's, people don't want a 1/4-inch drill bit, they want a 1/4-inch hole. And so the danger with product marketing is you go, there's a security product. Well, that doesn't really resonate with the audience. So actually think about the benefits of the audience. And Apple do this so well, right? You remember when the iPod came out, they said it's 1,000 songs in your pocket, rather than it's this much memory, boring. So I think I would urge, all of our partners to really consider that. And we're going to that motion as well, because we're becoming a technology product-led marketing company.
Well, thank you so much. Obviously, one of the features of the marketplace is something we've been talking about is AI. So let's hear about some of our partner voices of AI, because it can't really be a tech show if we don't talk about AI at some point, right? Everybody's got to check the bingo card. So let's hear the partner voices on that.
Looks like AI is the future. I'm looking forward to it and excited.
It's going to streamline things, automate a lot of things.
The AI stuff was really exciting. Part of the great value that Pax8 brings, I think, to my business is just helping plan for the future.
It's growing it and making everyone a little bit smarter, and let us focus more on the meaningful task and partnership that we can provide to the businesses that we're supporting.
AI has actually changed our whole business. We've focused very heavily on Copilot specifically. We do training on Copilot for our clients. We use it internally for all of the things that we do in our Teams meetings to summarize, in our email to capture that, and actually in creating some of our documentation as well.
We've been one of the largest consumers of Copilot from Microsoft in the marketplace, so we've been using it since November, which has been great. And for us, we have about 100 users leveraging that within the company. So we're using it just in our basic day-to-day productivity with Outlook, with Teams, everything like that. It's been really helpful.
Already we've seen in the first couple of years, like huge leaps and bounds in the way machine learning and generative AI has gone, and it's just going to get crazier and crazier. We'll be looking back, and even a year from now, going, wow, that was like nothing compared to what we have now.
We are here with Ron Walsh, Chief Strategy Officer, and Rob Belgrave, our COO. And we are excited to hear, I know that you guys have been talking a lot about AI and all the kind of things around that. How do we make this accessible and attainable? Because it seems very mysterious and out there. How do we make it so MSPs can kind of wrap their heads around this?
Do you want to go, Rob, or you want me to start?
I think we could both go on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready to do it. Ready? Yeah, I'll go. Accessible. We talked about this. There's a lot of unknown about it, but the one thing that is clear, both partners and customers are saying, I feel like if I don't explore, discover, pilot right now, I'm going to be left behind. So that represents an awesome nudge to get in the game.
100%.
I feel like there's kind of two sides to it, right? There's the way we will enhance and improve our own product with AI, and then there's the sort of vendor side of the story, right? So making AI-derived products available to our MSPs directly. So, I mean, Copilot from Microsoft is obviously the one everyone's talking about, but over the next 12, 24 months, really every vendor in the Pax8 marketplace is going to have some sort of AI-enriched feature or some killer new way to use their proposition. So I think there's sort of two sides to it, right? And the first is extremely accessible because it's invisible, right? The magic of great technology is it just disappears into the background. And so I think we're already doing that for our partners with some of the features we've announced today.
Yep.
So we'll start with you, Walsh. And I know that you're doing a lot of talks on AI. MSPs have some concerns, and I know you know that as well. What are your thoughts around this? Like, is there enablement? Like, what's going on? What are we hearing about maybe some of these MSP concerns about AI?
Yeah, I think the concerns center around risk and the unknown. Certainly, data privacy and security is coming up, and I think that represents an awesome opportunity for an MSP to help play a part in educating around this. Instead of being afraid of this is something that, Scott put it out there in his keynote. Is it a blue pill? Is it a red pill? I think ultimately in the role that MSPs play as advisors, it's an opportunity. I see this. I'm on the blue pill side.
You're on the blue pill side.
Yeah. So, but that aligns really well with how we're wired, which is we spend a lot of time on enablement, what you can do about this, bite-sized chunks, more, larger courses on properly securing. I know, David, you're talking about this all the time, but a lot of great courses to sort of take away the unknown for an MSP, because I think that customers right now are ripe and craving for some guidance and some teaching, and I think this represents an opportunity for MSPs to provide it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. How does, the three things that we kind of focus on here about gaining efficiencies, reducing risk, and all, how does AI play into those goals that we have for our partners?
It's kind of all of the above, right?
All the above.
It's hard because it's such a cliche, but there's a reason why.
Yeah.
I think this is very clearly the most transformational piece of technology that any of us have witnessed in our lifetimes and careers. And I think, sort of that classic quote is that we overestimate the impact of technology in the next 2 years and underestimate it in the next 5. But I think with AI, it's moving so quickly, it's almost like 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's going to flow through everything that we do. So, the make more money side of it, right? Improve profitability. I think there's so much productivity gained from AI in so many ways, right? For our partners, but also for their end customers.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see a lot of that. On the risk side, again, all of the security tools in the market, Deepak, better than anybody, right? But all of the security products on the market are rapidly advancing their capabilities, integrating large language models, machine learning, and ultimately, everything that comes under this kind of broad banner of AI. And I suppose the flip side of that is they're going to have to, because the adversaries are doing that too, right? And so it's a kind of bit of an arms race going on that front as well. But I think from a risk perspective, you have no choice but to adopt the best AI-enabled security propositions, because if you don't, the bad actors will, and you're going to be left, trying to fight a nuclear war with a sword and shield. Like it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So, so many examples, but those are two that kind of come to mind.
I'd like to jump into this, just one thing to share just because this came from partner feedback from within the platform. We asked partners who were considering buying Copilot or who purchased Copilot, the answer to this question, where are you going to point at what use cases? And the thing that stood out, which was highly ranked and got ranked higher over time, was the reduction in mental effort to be efficient. So that would check the save money or gain efficiency bucket. And I would say that's dominating the talk track. The thing that was a surprise was the revenue side. I think the reduced risk comes along with this territory in light of what I just said. But the thing that stands out to me about increased revenue is the expectation about how to do that with Copilot actually went down from the first time we polled, which was back in March, to most recently, except for if a partner purchased Copilot, their expectation on revenue increase went up.
Wow.
And I think that's coming from getting used to some of the use cases that you can inventory once you have it in your hands. I just want to call that out. That came straight up from partners.
Most MSPs struggle with scale. And AI can help them scale, but we have some breaking news. I think that we were able to like get a
We've
video.
learned a lot.
We got a video of some kind, right?
We learned some dance moves.
Yeah, dude,
from you.
I think. Wait, here we go.
There it is.
There you go. Pick it up,
He's
pack it
doing
in, let me begin.
Oh, the crowd's in.
Yes.
The crowd.
Now, Walsh, from what I understand, last year no one participated with you.
Nobody participated.
That you were literally dancing by yourself.
I was
right?
dancing by myself. And can I call out one thing? I danced longer, and it was significantly longer. Part of that was because I thought I needed to do more to get them up. And at one point, I was doing this.
Yes.
Thinking, but I couldn't see that they were standing up.
I think that last year
and they weren't.
You were selling, no one was buying.
Nobody was buying.
Despite the fact we have a marketplace, we were not matching buyers and sellers last year.
We were not.
We appreciate you guys being here.
You guys
And
are
we're going to be coming back with Women of the Channel with Jen Bodell and Vicki Critchley.
My reason for being is to make sure that everything we do at Pax8 keeps our partners in mind, that we produce technology and programs that help you grow. Because when you grow, we grow. One of the things that we've been working on is a new security program. So this is a comprehensive learning guide to help you grow your security practice at Pax8. So it's designed for business leaders and for technical people in your organization to learn alongside our Pax8 Academy.
Beyond 25, I know, right? We're sitting here at Beyond 24, and we're getting ready to talk about Beyond 25. Why? Well, what you're sitting in right now takes us over a year to create. If you can believe it. We designed this thing especially for you to execute, with you in mind, with our 3 pillars: community, education, and innovation. And I am excited to announce that right now, Beyond 25 registration is officially live for you to secure your spot.
All right, I am so excited to bring on 2 incredible ladies. Jen, Vicki, thank you so much for joining us today. Beyond 2025, it's coming. It's almost here. I feel like we're already ramping up. We're still in 24. How many people do we have registered for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, we've been planning 25 before we even got to 24, right? So these events take us well over a year to really design, create, and execute. And I just looked, and we actually are over 600 registrations. So this thing is going to sell out, I think, before the end of the year. So partners better get on board and get registering.
Our 3 registered number for next year is almost what our goal was for last year.
Correct.
That is crazy.
Yes.
That's really great testament to you guys and what y'all pulled off here.
Absolutely. All right, so diversity in the channel is super important. We need to have different people, different backgrounds. Vicki, I would just love to get your perspective and how important diversity is for everybody in the tech community.
I don't think it's ever been more important. It's because things are changing. So look here, DP's the only guy here. So
holding strong.
Holding the fort.
He is.
It's been a long time coming, but I think because everyone's really intentional for the last, say, 5 years about really like bringing the subject to the forefront. I mean, we had a Women in Tech. We had a Women in Tech event on what day was it?
On Sunday, yep.
Sunday.
Standing room only.
It was, and the amount of men that were there and the amount of questions from men, it was absolutely amazing. So things are definitely changing, and it's life. It's the community. So why can't it be equitable and diverse?
Jim, we've been in the industry for a long time.
Speak for yourself.
I know. Not quite as long. I mean, much longer. But I mean, how have you seen that change over the years? Because I remember when I started, it was like the parade of dudes on stage.
100%. I mean, when I started Pax8, I was literally the only female executive on the website. So yes, I mean, yes, I've been in the industry for a very long time. And it has changed immensely.
Which is with all the white hair.
Yeah.
Just look at the people that are here. It's not wall-to-wall guys.
Yeah,
There is a lot of diversity here, and it's just gradually improving year on year. So I think it is changing.
And I think in kind of the both things can be true world, right? Is you can recognize we've made a tremendous amount of progress and still say we've got ways to go.
Agreed.
Right?
There's always room for growth, right?
Yes.
So, Vicki, you're leading the partner experience team.
Yep.
What does that mean for our partners?
It means that I've got the pleasure of looking after 35,000 partners across every single country in the entire world.
And Vicki'd like for you to email her directly with any questions that you
She wants us to text her.
Yes, text her.
Yeah.
International charges
My
apply.
cell phone number is no, but in all seriousness, it is around making sure that at Pax8 that we keep our partners in mind. Every day that we wake up, we need to keep that they're our soul. So my role is to make sure we listen. We have 2 ears, 1 mouth, and we listen very intentionally to our partners and design both technology and products that make them grow. So it's a big ask, but it's who we are, it's in our DNA. Our partners are everything to us. So my role is to listen and to learn and to then adapt our business to make sure that we hit the mark.
So, Jen, one of the things, I've been to a gazillion conferences in my life, and I'll say just personally, the graphics and stuff, the quality of video production we have on stage is like companies that are 100 times the size of us, that kind of event. So it's amazing, great execution, but like what all goes into putting on an event at this scale?
Yeah, absolutely. Huge shout out to Kurt and Sean for all that you see on the main stage, right? Absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, we really focusing on our partners, right? The experience behind it. As you know, there's a million of these types of events out in the industry, and we want to make sure ours are obviously cutting edge, standing out the event and in front of everything else. So our three pillars are really what really are the anchor for Beyond, which are our community, our education, and our innovation. So a lot of blood, sweat, and tears go into these events. And like I said, it's years in the making, right? This is not something that's done overnight in a quarter. So we've literally been planning for 25 months ago. So here we go. We're starting.
And the way you've rallied the troops in general, I mean, the number of Pax8ers and staff shirts doing stuff.
It takes a village for this to be off.
But we know who's in charge, right?
Oh, we know.
Well, yes.
We know.
we all know.
I want to make sure that we do bring up for both of you ladies a big congratulations. You were both recognized for an award from ZRN, Most Powerful Women. It's super, it's an amazing deal. So I want to say congratulations to both of you.
Thank you
And
very
I want to say thank you so much for your time.
Something that's very important for me, so thank you.
Yep.
you both.
So now we're going to hear from another Titanium sponsor. We have CrowdStrike up next.
Cybersecurity, like we talked about, a top priority, the best or nothing. My request is that you take a look at CrowdStrike. You've probably heard us on the radio or seen us around, but maybe you haven't decided it's the time to jump in the boat. Join us, see the difference. We are a hallway to better cybersecurity and more business for you, not a dead end, not a point product vendor, not somebody who's a flash in the pan here today, gone tomorrow. We're committed to this space and committed to each of you. And we want to provide a meaningful opportunity for you to build not only your business, but specifically your services revenue. Our saying is we stop breaches. And why is that so powerful? The we is you. The we is us. It's you plus CrowdStrike. We stop breaches. We are the what for your cybersecurity, and Pax8 is the how. Thank you so much for being here. Look forward to seeing you in the hallway, and let's go out there and stop breaches.
Yeah, we are here with DB, is what he goes by, from CrowdStrike. So, Daniel, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. We like to know our people well here. So, A, what do you do at CrowdStrike? And then what do you like to do when you're not working hard at CrowdStrike?
Great question. It's a pleasure to be here. Daniel Bernard, you can call me DB. At CrowdStrike, I'm Chief Business Officer. All things partner is my world. Our ecosystem
whether it's MSPs, GSIs, VARs, the list goes on and on, cyber insurance. There's a lot that we do in this world, and partners at CrowdStrike represent over 60% of our new business. So it's a big part of our growth vector, and that's why we're here at PAX 8 Beyond. Outside of work, I'm a wine collector, so that's a lot of fun, and I'm an aspiring pilot. I'm on my way to my license, but I'm still got a ways to go.
Gotcha. Not instrument rated quite yet?
Not instrument, visual.
Visual.
Got to
very
start
good.
somewhere.
That is awesome. Good for that. So you had a great keynote, and I think one of the awesome things about CrowdStrike is, for many reasons, you'll have tremendous brand equity, but there's still people in the channel still trying to kind of learn about CrowdStrike, and I thought that you did a great job explaining this morning. What are a couple of things from your keynote that you want our partners watching, to remember about CrowdStrike?
Sure. So first, I think CrowdStrike for this part of the market historically wasn't something that they were doing or thinking or talking about because the company really wasn't in this ecosystem. So I view a lot of why we're here as education and getting the party started.
Yeah.
Wall Street says we're cybersecurity's biggest party, so we want that party to include our friends at PAX 8 as well.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the keynote and really what our message to this audience is, it's that the cybersecurity that's trusted, selected, verified, chosen, and operated by the world's leading and largest organizations is now within reach. Just grab it off the shelf of that marketplace with PAX 8 in the right form factor and the right dosage. So it's the same product, but what we do is we let the MSPs choose the modules that work for them. And so many products in this ecosystem, it's like a one and done sale. You flip it on, you're done. You move on to the next one. What's so unique about the Falcon platform is we've got 28 modules, and an MSP can become an MSSP and take a customer on a journey from belt and suspenders cybersecurity all the way up to more advanced capabilities around insider threat, data loss protection, identity theft. So it really puts the MSP in more of a trusted advisor perspective. And I think if there's anything that I've seen over the last couple of years in this space, it's that MSPs are trying to become MSSPs, want to become MSSPs, and that's really where so much of the money and opportunity is for this ecosystem today.
Right. I'd like to just lean in a little bit. I think, I'm a cybersecurity guy, so one of the things I think is interesting is that what you guys bring is that enterprise quality tooling to this market. And I think, the threat actors aren't sitting there using substandard tools in one market and enterprise grade tools in another. So just, I think, kind of dig in a little bit more on kind of the enterprise architecture being available to this market, which is really unique.
Sure. Well, first, I think generative AI has really democratized the attackers.
Yes.
So before, you could say, a nation state actor, they're going to go after a Fortune 10 or a Fortune 50. Today, it's easier than ever before to run widespread campaigns and be able to, even if you only get one computer out of 1,000, those pennies, and they add up when you talk about the kind of number of endpoints that are in your world, just your world alone.
Yeah.
So generative AI has made it easier than ever before to launch widespread, automated, scaled attacks. So the legacy solutions really aren't purpose-built or ready to go. And it's not me saying that. It's the data. It's also check your analyst reports. They're nowhere to be found. These are products that they're not ready. So why does this market, and as I transition to answer your question, why does this market need why do they deserve substandard, no-name products? They need the real thing. They need the real thing. So as far as an architecture standpoint, having a single agent, easiest to deploy, lightest weight, it's what has made us so deployable. And we find ourselves in a lot of breach situations where the phone rings and, hey, CrowdStrike, we need you to stop the breach. They were using Microsoft, they were using another legacy product or another point product, and their organization was impacted. We're deploying this agent to hundreds of thousands of endpoints within hours.
Yeah.
And having that ability to do that, it matters just as much in your space too, because there's hundreds of thousands and millions of agents, and the install process has to be perfect every time. Not 90% of the time where 10 of them fall over. That makes the MSP look bad.
Yeah.
So easy install, number one. Number two, once you've installed, deploy once, collect the data once, do infinite things with it. That's also something that is really attractive to an MSP because all you need to do is flip the other modules on and you're ready to go. So I think the architecture that George and the team built from day one, what he calls as the gold-plated plumbing, it really sets us up well, not just in an enterprise where we were pulled first, but now in this market where we're being pulled too. You look at our website stats from years past, a lot of MSPs knocked on the door. We just weren't ready for them and weren't opening the door. So now here we are, the door's open, and we're ready to go on the Pax8
Well, there's a lot of enthusiasm about that, and we're thankful for you being here. There was a lot of buzz around your booth, and so we're thankful to have you in the marketplace. Good luck with your flying lessons.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we have from SuperOps, channel legend Juan Fernandez.
I'm really delighted to be here with you all, and really honored to be the only PSA RMM platform listed in Pax8 Marketplace. We are a young company. It's been just 4 years we started. I just wanted to take a moment here to tell you it took a village for us to get here. When we started the company, like 4 years back, we decided to pick 50 design partners, MSPs, and build a product for them. And one of the most requested integration back then was Pax8. Today, we have thousands of customers. Even now, Pax8 has been the most requested partnership integration for SuperOps. That tells all about the love MSPs have with Pax8, and we are really honored to be here in the stage at Pax8. So with that thought, I'm going to call upon our channel chief, who's been instrumental to get this Pax8 integration, Juan Fernandez, on stage, please.
I got to get a selfie of this. We're going to commemorate that Microsoft moment. This is Pax8 and SuperOps moment right here, right now. Let's do this. Selfie from the stage. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. I'm so excited to have Juan, so welcome. It has been a long time coming. I'm glad you're able to make it. I know you have a ton of sessions going on here. The future of a fully integrated marketplace.
Yep.
It's going to change the way that businesses are run. What does that mean for managed service providers, though?
Yeah, I think, one of the big things when I think about managed services and a fully integrated marketplace with our RMM and PSA, I think about time to revenue, right? A lot of times, I call it a death of 1,000 cuts. We don't always know that until after, when we're looking back and we're like, man, there's a lot of fractures in that motion. That simplicity in a truly unified marketplace with an RMM PSA really changes the way I have the ability to make money and drive profitability. So time to revenue is one thing, but time to profitability now will shrink drastically because of it. And that's where I think a lot of managed service providers are super excited, because they're like, I can actually see myself making faster money. I now can see myself looking at opportunities within my customer base and looking at all the things that I need to be doing in a single lens, which, again, I've heard so much buzz today and so many great feedback pieces, so I'm excited about it.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, and earlier I did say you're a legend in the channel, and that, it is true. I mean, you're a friend to all. You've been around like a long time. I've been around a long time too, with the gray hair. Can attest to that. But I think when you talk to partners, lots of times, there's a lot of technical debt kind of built into some of the tools that they use. And then the other thing you hear from them is this whole idea around, like, how do we scale our support team? And there's struggle to find the talent and all that stuff. And there's got to be a better way. And I think from your main stage talk this morning, you were saying, like, you think you guys have a better way. So how do you think about support and what you do to impact that?
And I would say this, when you look at how we do things right now, oftentimes in managed services, there's a lot of questions that we don't know how to ask. When I'm thinking about growing and scaling my businesses, that's a question I ask. But that doesn't talk about the process or the fundamental foundational aspects of truly building a business. Sometimes you got to knock the wall down because it's got a wave in it. No matter how many times you paint it, it's still always going to have a wave in it. It's there. The challenge is that when you think about the problem from the beginning and you solve there, now all of a sudden I can start saying, okay, well, I can look at this through a different lens. If I'm implementing process and procedure that's empowering my employees, and I look at a tool that now has integrated aspects like SuperOps plus Pax8 Academy, I can now learn how to run my business better. I can look at peer groups and say, look, I can talk to my friends about this, right? And that's where, again, when I look at those things and dial them in, that's where I think a lot of MSPs are now saying, I know that's probably what I need, but there's not a real way to move forward. And I think that today we actually answered the call of the community and the MSPs around the world. And many have come and said, man, is this real? Like, can somebody pinch me? And I'm like, I know, I got to say it. Trust me, I've been here. I know this story. So it is real. I've seen it, been part of building it, and super excited. So all the things between us, SuperOps and Pax8, are just amazing, and I really can't wait for MSPs to experience that.
Yeah.
Love it. So there's obviously some bingo words that are floating around quite heavily nowadays, right? Cybersecurity, AI. So what does the future of that look like from your lens?
You know, I think when we look at the cybersecurity problem, and we look at, I say there's three different lenses, right? There's in practice, having a practice, and best practice, right? When you look at how you kind of measure where you are in the life of your managed services. And when you think about it, you have to solve from the beginning. A lot of the cybersecurity issues we have today is because we kind of stepped past best practice because we really needed to move quick. The pandemic taught us to just hurry up and expand the edge extremely fast, but don't solve for the security problem because it's really expensive right now and we don't have a lot of money. So we said, we'll fudge a little. And that's where I think now we're using technology to go back and kind of fix some of those. And I know that artificial intelligence has the ability to see because we're using it quite a bit as a native platform. But in terms of cybersecurity, I don't think it changes how we look at the problem. I just think it now gives us a path towards success. So yes, it's a run fast opportunity in terms of, hardening up the edge. But at the same token, now we can actually do it smarter, right? With different types of tools and different types of technologies where it's like, okay, well, now we can solve the problem in a different way. So I am excited about what we are seeing in that space. But I also recognize that through the thoughtful use of technology, we can actually improve it much faster than even before. So now we don't have to touch it all.
Right.
We can just automate it.
That's amazing.
So as we, first I want to compliment you on two things. One is the fact that our titanium sponsors, Microsoft, CrowdStrike, some huge names, and then you guys, that says a lot about how you view us, and so we're very appreciative of that. And the second, you had ice cream in your booth to lure people in. So I'm just saying, that the way to a demo is through ice cream, and that is super smart. So next up, we are honored to be joined by the visionaries of PAX 8, both past and present.
I'm excited to announce, in case you missed it, PAX 8 has a new CEO, Scott Chasen. While Scott was our CTO, he had a vision for PAX 8 to transform it from a market disruptor into a market dominator as a product-led technology company. And now, that vision has become a reality, and Scott is taking that same approach as our CEO. And now, it's my great pleasure to introduce for the first time, live on the main stage, our new CEO, Scott Chasen.
I'm humbled and truly excited to take on this position as CEO of PAX 8. Last year, I told you where I thought PAX 8 was going. As the marketplace of the future, it's our job to keep you informed and to cut through that noise so that you can grow your business, save money, and reduce your risk. I want PAX 8 to be your guide into the great unknown. We will identify those key trends and use them to your advantage. The genie is truly out of the bottle. To make this clear, let's look at the growth scenario for AI. It's approaching time that we start to understand the impact of AI on the future and be able to exploit that knowledge for our own success. We're not even close to the disruption that we're all going to see. We stand at a moment in history where the impact from AI is going to change everything we know about the world. And this is a great time for all of you in this room to be alive. Our dream at PAX 8 is to help you put on the Iron Man suit and unlock your superpowers using AI. But to sum it up, we're on the brink of the greatest technical revolution in history.
We saved the best for last with our last two guests. So I want to welcome John and Scott, but we have just heard they are going through a live demo of the marketplace right down the hallway. So I think we have a cut over to there. We want to see how it's going.
Okay. Everyone so far today has been super enthusiastic about the marketplace. I think what I continue to hear is this combination of awesome functionality plus a beautiful product and all that kind of stuff. So the partner enthusiasm after Libby's talk this morning has been really great.
Absolutely. And so how long has this really been in the works for you, John, when we're thinking about how we hand things over? Was this just you woke up one morning, you said, all right, today's the day?
not exactly. I think I've been working on it for decades.
Decades.
No,
The ultimate long play.
Scott and I have been close for years, and actually, we started USANet together, and we started MX Logic together. And originally, we were going to do this handoff at MX Logic, but never quite got around to it. So I kind of owed him one. And you know, he ran off to run a new company, ProtectWise, when I was starting Pax8. So he hadn't really tracked with us how far we got along. And in May of 21, you know, it was the first time I traveled after COVID hit. And, you know, I just needed to get out. And I called Scott and I said, hey, I'm going to New York. And he said, I need to be in New York too. And we said, I was going to go for a day. And he said, let's just go to New York and hang out for a while. So we got a hotel suite and hung out for about 4 or 5 days, I think. Yeah. And I started telling him what I was doing, and he was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe we've gotten this far. And you don't even really understand what you're doing. I said, maybe I do, but I said, if you come help me, you know, we could take this up a complete another notch, because I have a lot of ideas. And of course, as always, one of the things I've loved about working with Scott is, you know, I'll say I'd like to do this, and he can think of 15 other things I'm not thinking about because he's so smart, you know. So yeah, we talked early on about, you know, the logical step was I'm getting a little long in the tooth, and I did want to sort of transition out, and he was clearly the right guy. So I'm thrilled that he's in the seat now.
Excellent, excellent.
Well, Scott, to haze you a little bit about your talk, you know, yesterday, I think that, you know, some people were curled in the fetal position in the corner, and some people were really enthusiastic about the future of all the things. But in all seriousness, though, I think you did a great job of kind of like balancing those things together. But like, what encourages you the most in, you know, your new role in like the next just 2 years? Like, what do you see? I mean, we made a huge initiative this morning with Libby's talking to the marketplace. But what are you most excited about the next 2 years?
You know, the thing that excites me about Pax8 is obviously the future. And when you look around at Beyond, you can definitely see the mission that Pax8 has been on has been achieved. We are the world's favorite place for IT professionals to buy, sell, and manage cloud products. And so I'm excited about the next chapter, which is to build the technology marketplace of the future. And we have a roadmap that takes us out 5-10 years, I mean, to the stars. And if anything, you can see from the partners here at Beyond, what they're excited about is real innovation. Of course, education and community and providing the tools to grasp that future is really, really important. But we're innovating, we're building. And if you look around this industry, I don't really see anybody else doing that. So I guess I'm excited about the new mission, right? To build this new marketplace and to show the world what we can do, to grow our partners, and show them the future.
And real quick, I love that. So I've been an MSP, and like having the time to innovate for yourself, you just don't really have that time. And the fact that we're innovating on their behalf so they can be more successful really connects with kind of me and my past on all that.
Yeah, that's right. I had an opportunity this afternoon during the lunch break just to walk from table to table and, you know, talk directly to partners, asking them about the content here at Beyond. And the level of excitement was off the charts. It's such a vital tool to be able to grow this community. There's not a lot of competition here, right? There's a competition of, you know, the thirst around knowledge, right? They all want to learn, they all want to grow, and they absolutely love the vision that we've put out for where we're taking this company, where we're taking the marketplace, and they all want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Building such a strong community as we go. It's been incredible to just see how the partners have banded together.
So 2 quick questions. Sense of pride you have in looking at the audience when you're not kind of in charge of it? And then 2, what are you going to do with the extra spare time? Play more piano, or what you going to do?
You know, I literally, I'm welling up with tears. It is, somebody asked me once, did you imagine it could be like this? And actually I did, but when it is reality and you're sitting there, I'm blown away. I have to pinch myself. And I know it's got a long ways to go. So we're finally what we've achieved in the last couple of years is we really are at this critical mass, and just struggling to get out of the gate is long behind us. And now we have lots of really important work to do, but just to see how far we've come and to sit in an audience. And I was sitting at breakfast this morning, and these guys didn't even know who I was, and they were chatting among themselves, and they were saying all these great things. And at the end, one of them, they said, oh, and I'm, they was introducing themselves. I said, hi, I'm John Street, and they're like, you've been eavesdropping. I said, yes, I have.
I sure have.
So, and then with free time, I really don't think I'm going to have that much free time. I've already kind of filled my plate. And really, for me personally, I think just the pressure of the day-to-day deadlines is a welcome relief, because I've been working pretty hard for a long time. And I'm really happy. I couldn't be luckier to hand the keys off to such a great team and not be responsible for the day-to-day. And I use the analogy, as CEO, you're like the guy on stage spinning the plates, right? And you're always looking, oh, I got to run over here and do that. And now I can just sit back and say, hey, Scott, that plate seems like it's... that was,
Hey, trust me, he will. He's not going far.
He's handing it to you all the time.
Exactly.
Well, before Kristen takes us out of here, I've been here a year, and I've had a blast, and we have amazing people. So on behalf of the 1,800 employees here at Pax8, thank you for what you built and building a great team. It is, you should have a lot of pride in what you've done.
I'm honored by it, and we do have great employees, and I love being part of it too. So it's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you both for your time today.
Okay.
Love chatting with you, and such a huge, successful event. So congratulations to both of you. We look forward to where we go in the future.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That is a wrap on day 2. That is Beyond Live. We look forward to seeing you next year. Do you think they're going to have us back?
We can beg.
I know. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you soon. Bye.
Hello again. How was the first day?
Jam-packed day today. I'm excited today. Today is Innovation Day. I'm going back home a little bit invigorated by what I've learned and what I've discovered, and I've got some really good takeaways.
Because when you grow, we grow.
We have never done anything like this in Pax8, ever. We designed this thing especially for you to execute, with you in mind, with our 3 pillars: community, education, and innovation.
Our future and our success runs through you. It's because of you, and it's for you.
You really get the feel here that Pax8 is really trying to put together an environment where we can all collaborate and work together. And so they're doing what they can to bring us together, not divide us.
I'm also immensely proud to be sharing this remarkable journey with you.
Who wants to see our new marketplace experience?
Let's check it out.
I'm really looking forward to seeing some new technologies, just things I haven't seen since last year.
It's an amazing platform innovation, and it's going to empower a lot of these MSPs to launch a very unique opportunity towards their own customers.
It just is really exciting. I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks like it's going to feel.
Just grateful for the partnership with Pax8, that they continue to invest in the channel community.
I want you to close your eyes as you're feeling the feels. Picture me standing next to you, looking at that ball of problems, and both of us saying at exactly the same time, who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? And I want you to rock it out.
I would say the more exciting, bigger, and I'm looking forward to Berlin as well, and 2025.
Thank you! We'll see you soon.